What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a very exciting Liverpool transfer news video, because many newspapers in Portugal are reporting that Liverpool are frontrunners to sign Gonçalo Inacio, and they are planning to trigger his release clause, which is 60 million euros, that's around 50 million pounds. And we will also talk about the latest update on FSG's takeover process of Girona and Bordeaux, because it looks like they found too many obstacles and they are pulling out of the deal. So more on that a little bit later in this video, but first let's talk about this Gonçalo Inacio situation, because Arne Slot's Liverpool are reportedly leading the race for Gonçalo Inacio. So if you enjoy these Liverpool transfer news updates, just leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here. And according to a report from the Code Offside news outlet, Liverpool are making progress in negotiations to bring the Sporting centre-back Gonçalo Inacio to Liverpool ahead of the new season. Portugal are already out of the Euros for quite some time, so Liverpool are ready to negotiate with Gonçalo Inacio, and Liverpool have been linked with Inacio even last summer. So we have been scouting this 22-year-old really talented left-footed centre-back for a long time, and he has enjoyed a fantastic season at Sporting, and he also had a pretty good campaign with Portugal as well in the last 2 years. The youngster has already featured 170 times for Sporting, even though he's only 22 years old. He got promoted to their first team in 2020, so he has been playing there for 4 years, and he has made a name for himself already because he's a Portuguese international as well. And Liverpool are currently leading the race for his services, even though Man United are also interested. Man United had a 52 million pound bid for Lenny Euro accepted by Lille, but Lenny Euro still is undecided on his future. And probably the reason why Liverpool didn't bid for Lenny Euro is that they are hearing from his representatives that he wants to sign for Real Madrid. But you know, Man United regardless made a bid for Lenny Euro, so they are not at the moment looking at Gonçalo Inacio. And Van Dijk's future is a big question. Will he sign a new contract, or will he run his contract down and go elsewhere for a big signing on fee? He only has 12 months left on his deal. If Van Dijk does decide to push for a move away, even though that's unlikely because he's the Liverpool captain and he surely wants to stay at Liverpool for a few years, but if Van Dijk wants to leave, Liverpool are already looking at replacements, and we are already looking at players who can come in and strengthen the backline, because Konate and Gomez are injury prone. Kwanzaa is just 21 years old. Van Dijk is 33 years old. So the age profile and the profile of our centre backs are not ideal. So we would definitely need another centre back signed. And even though the release clause is pretty big, 60 million euros, there is a growing feeling that Sporting would be willing to lower their demands, because Gonçalo Inacio wants to leave Sporting and nobody is really keen to pay the release clause, because to pay for a centre-back more than 50 million pounds in today's market, even Liverpool don't really want to do that, and none of the other clubs want to do that as well. And Liverpool are clear favourites at this stage, reports O Jogo, the Portuguese news outlet, and negotiations heading in the right direction. There is a good chance that Gonçalo Inacio will join Liverpool instead of Manchester United. Anfield Index is also reporting that Liverpool are interested in Gonçalo Inacio. He is Liverpool's top defensive target, and we have talked about him for a long time on this channel, because Inacio is the primary target. Of course, Liverpool are also considering other options. If the deal falls through, we are interested in Marc Guéhi of Crystal Palace, Nice's Jean-Claire Todibo, William Pacho from Frankfurt, who is also a big, strong, pacey centre-back. So these are the names on Liverpool's radar. Of course, the most important thing, Liverpool are strengthening their defense. They want a new centre-back, and they want, of course, a solid backup plan as well in case the Gonçalo Inacio deal falls through. Arne Slot is also looking to strengthen the midfield. He's an admirer of Quinten Timber, the midfielder at Feyenoord, and also Atalanta's Tien Koopmeiners remains a potential target for Liverpool, even though Juventus are also interested in the player. Yusuf Fofana, who also plays for Monaco, is another name that was mentioned and being linked with Liverpool, but he's on his way to AC Milan, and it looks like Liverpool need to focus on other midfield options. But our first priority is signing a centre-back. And even though not all of the Liverpool first-team players have turned up to pre-season training yet, Dominic Szoboszlai is back in pre-season training, and Andy Robertson will be back very soon as well. But Arne Slot wants a replacement for Joel Matip, who left Liverpool on a free transfer. And with the Euros and the Copa America done and dusted, O Jogo, the Portuguese news outlet, states that Liverpool will now look to speed up their recruitment and to speed up their transfers for the rest of the summer transfer window. Liverpool don't have a lot of options at the centre-back spot for the first few preseason games because Van Dijk and Konate will be still on holiday, and Joe Gomez as well. So that leaves us only with Sepp van den Berg as a centre-back option for the first few games of the preseason tour, which is not really ideal. So Gonçalo Inacio is just 22 years old. He will turn 23 on August the 25th, and he started his career in the Sporting Youth Academy, and then he started his professional career in the 2021 season for Sporting. He played 25 games in his first season, 45 games in his second season, 52 games in his third season, and 49 games last season. And he scored already 15 goals in 4 seasons for a centre-back. That's pretty impressive as well. And he also has 2 goals in 11 games for the Portuguese national team as well. Gonçalo Inacio's main position is a centre-back, but he played sometimes as a right-back and even as a defensive midfielder as well. He is really good at anticipation, composure, decision-making, positioning, and he's really good tackling ability and passing ability, but his aerial duel success rate is not really that impressive. So that's the one weakness where I think Liverpool need to negotiate his price down, because if you want 50 million for a centre-back, then Gonçalo Inacio should be much better in the aerial duel success rate. He already has 2 league titles with Sporting, 2 league cups, Portuguese Super Cup as well. So he already has 5 small-ish trophies when it comes to like the big European trophies. Of course, the Portuguese league are not the strongest, but I still think that for around 35 to 40 million, Gonçalo Inacio would be a good option in my opinion. And I really hope that Liverpool go for him. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And FSG has pulled out of negotiations for the purchase of Girondin Bordeaux, the famous French football club. The Bordeaux just made a press release just an hour or two before I started making this video, and they are saying that Girondin Bordeaux and its shareholders have been informed by FSG of their desire not to pursue discussions with a view to purchasing the club. This decision is explained in particular by the significant cost of the stadium in the years to come, but also by the general economic context of French football. So FSG did do a lot of diligence, and they found out that Bordeaux would need to spend a lot of money on a new stadium, and also with no French TV deal still in place, and with French football in a really dire economic turmoil. Since COVID, French football has lost a lot of sponsors, a lot of TV deals, a lot of money, and French clubs are really struggling to even break even and to sustain themselves. That's why FSG have pulled out of negotiations, and Bordeaux and Gerard Lopez, the president of Bordeaux, thanks FSG for their interest shown in the club, and also that they met with the shareholders. And now Bordeaux and their shareholders are putting all their energy into finalizing a financial plan for the new season, and they want to appeal, of course, that conviction that they got demoted to the 3rd division because they couldn't guarantee the financial stability of the club for even the 2nd division. So Bordeaux are in big financial trouble, and FSG would have been heroes if they bought the club, but it looks like they pulled out of negotiations because it would have been too expensive to rebuild the stadium and to buy the club, and with French football struggling financially, it's not a viable strategy anymore for Bordeaux, and that's really harsh for them. But this just shows that FSG are ruthless businessmen, and they don't buy Bordeaux just to help them. They buy Bordeaux because they want to get a big club on the cheap and to sell them on for a big profit in the years to come. And when that doesn't really work, then they just pull out of the negotiations. That's the bottom line. So I want to give you guys a little bit more context and a more background on why FSG have pulled out of the negotiations to buy Girondin Bordeaux. So the immediate financial requirement to purchase Bordeaux, for Bordeaux to play in the French second division, is between 30 and 40 million euros. So that's kind of a loan that FSG would have needed to give Bordeaux for them to even compete at that level. They finished in 13th place in the French second division. Bordeaux need to show the financial watchdog of French football, the DNCG, that they have these funds before next season starts. Bordeaux has a rich history of winning 6 French League One titles, but they have struggled financially since the American investment fund King Street withdrew their support in 2021. They were relegated due to poor performance and financial mismanagement. And if they can't find the necessary funds, they will be demoted to the French third division, which is not even a professional league. They are like semi-professional. So Bordeaux, the city, built a new stadium for the 2016 Euros in France. It is a 42,000-seater stadium, but the Bordeaux Mayor Pierre Hermic said that for the players, playing in front of just 20,000 fans in a 42,000-seater stadium is unpleasant, and it has been a pricey and inconveniently located stadium, and it has been a source of frustration for the club. It is something which is oversized and expensive, especially for the club with such high rent. Clearly, it has been a very bad deal for everyone involved. The taxpayers are saddled with this debt for 30 years. I truly regret it and recognize that we must try to sell it. There is no reason to retain the ownership of the stadium. So the stadium is too big and grandiose for a club the size of Bordeaux, and it has become more of a curse than a blessing. So Bordeaux are spending a lot more on the stadium than what they can get out of it. And also FSG are very discouraged by the general economic state and economic context of French football. And the French league has been sliding down further and further, while the rest of the top 5 leagues seem to be only growing, and even the French league could be overtaken by the Dutch league or the Belgium league, or even the Portuguese league, I think, have overtaken the French league already. And what is absolutely staggering is that the French league has been struggling to sell their domestic broadcasting rights for next season. And the league is kicking off in a matter of weeks, and they still have not got a broadcasting deal because Kylian Mbappé left for Real Madrid. He has been unveiled today officially as a Real Madrid player. So the French league is struggling to sell their broadcast deal to a TV company. So that is also a big problem for French football. So the overall economic state of French football is in really, really big trouble, and some clubs are really struggling financially. So let me know what they think about this in the comments below, and I'm really looking forward to the rest of the transfer window and to report on it for you guys. There are many other transfer stories to come, and the Euros and the Copa America are finished. So now the transfers will really start ramping up for Liverpool FC. So I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.